amazing looking, all of yous out there. So, hi, I'm Paint with Josh, by the way. Nice to see you. If I've never met you before, you look fantastic this evening, and I appreciate you for being here. Now, very first thing, you got to tell me where you're watching from, and then I'll tell you what I've done to every part of this canvas, okay? We have a 20 by 24 inch canvas that I painted black. Initially, we took a piece of blue tape, put it across the center, so that stayed white, painted all around the blue tape, peeled it off, and then just kind of angled it down on both sides, and then just put a little bit of our black gesso while it was still a little wet, right in the center area, right? Then we let that whole thing dry. When it came time to paint this painting, we've covered the entire area with our Grumbacher's Liquid Clear or linseed oil, works equally well. And now I'm gonna show you literally every single step on how to make it look fantastic. So we're gonna take our Indian yellow, which is kind of dry, as you can see. Maybe we should have got other color out on the palette prior, but we're gonna take our Indian yellow and we're gonna launch it right into that bright area and let it overspill a little bit down into the black area. And this is the definition of a transparent color. When you can put it across a bright white area and it actually shows what the color is, and then across the dark area, it doesn't look like the Eye of Sauron already. Where are my Lord of the Rings fans at out here, man? We're gonna let that yellow spill up into the black area. Just a touch, you don't need to have too much paint onto it. And then we wanna launch it down into this paint. It's kind of goopy, right? It's kind of dry, kind of chunky in some areas. There we go. We could have got a new pile out, but we're already too far ahead, right? So now we've got our sky out there. We wanna leave a little space where we can have a different color. And then our wave's gonna roll up, so right down about here is where we should pick up some of that yellow from our sky down into our sand, right? It's a pretty fair distance away, and remember, no matter how much, you can always cover over it with a darker color. So if you think you got too much yellow on there or whatever, you can always go back and fix it and change it and make it all gorgeous, right? Just a little patch of yellow right down in the front. You can almost already see where the ocean's going to be, how it's going to roll down and crash and land onto the wet sandy area below you guys. So basically, on this little downward angle, we're making a triangle, right? So we have a flat area on our horizon, down to here, and then we've got this upward angle of color, and that's going to help us with our perspective. Just trust me, I am the king of the ocean. Just call me Trident or Poseidon, yeah, guys, because I'm gonna teach you how to paint the ocean better than you've ever painted it before in your life. Now, we're gonna go over into our phthalo green color, right in there, putting that phthalo green right on top of our Indian yellow. We're gonna go up into our sky first. Let's plop a little bit of that phthalo-y green out here. We're gonna have just a fantastic sort of fantasy sky out there. And the more that we can mix the Indian yellow and the green without getting too close down here, the better off we're gonna be. We don't want to put green along the whole tip top of our canvas, so don't go too wildly crazy. We do want a little bit of it back here in our ocean top, right? Again, we're gonna make a little triangle so that it's a little thicker right here, flat along the horizon, a little bit of an angle down there. And then underneath, we're gonna put some purple, and it's just gonna be fabulous. I'm gonna put a little of my phthalo green as well, just right on the edge of where our yellow sand is gonna meet our water. It's going to be epic, you guys. I can already see it. Now, straight on to the dioxazine purple color, and that's from Gamblin 1980. It's a beautiful color, really deep and rich in the purpley tones. So if you like how this one looks by the time we get done with it, then you're gonna wanna grab some of that dioxazine purple. I get it from Michael's and stuff. You probably get it from literally your local art store should have some of that Gamblin paint, and you gotta look for the one that says dioxazine purple. It's spelled exactly how it sounds too. That's the funny part. Now, let's take a little area. We're gonna have our purple area back here, but what we nearly forgot to do was create a little eye of our wave. So let's launch in just a little yellow area back in there. We can have our little crasher rolling on that side, and then we're gonna have a little bit of there. Maybe we'll do a little double crasher. You never know until we get down there and we get doing it, you guys. So now let's put our purple down around the bottom. And when your purple and your yellow intermix, they will make the most gorgeousest of brown sandy beaches that you will ever see. Right? So all you gotta do one more time, just check in, let me know where you're watching from. And now that we have all of our dark colors all over our canvas, these transparent colors, then we're going to activate them with white, and we'll see what happens by the time we get done, right? We're not gonna know what it looks like until we paint it. So let's get to painting it. Let's clean off this brush. You guys check in. Let me know where you're watching from out there. What's your favorite sandwich? Or what's your favorite Josh saying? Like, what do I say that makes you smile or laugh the most? Is it when I go, in the night? Is that it? That's a pretty popular one. So what is your favorite Josh-ism, they would say? What would you call your favorite part of watching my show? Or the funniest thing that I do? List it. Here while at work, I like it. PB&Js are good. Do you see? I love that one. In the night. Hi from New York, watching over there on the Chubby Tubes. You guys are amazing. Remember, just give me the old, that's all you gotta do. A button that's shaped like that. That's all you gotta do is hit it once. Now, we're gonna get a little bit of our liquidy white, just a little touch of our liquid white onto our 2-inch brush, right? Or your 1-inch brush, whichever one you feel more comfortable with. So, we don't wanna have too much paint, otherwise it will grow too far. So even that may look like it might be too much. We're gonna wipe off a little bit. Now, as soon as I get in here to this yellow area, it's going to ignite the yellow color, and then it's going to start spreading out into the greeny color. Watch how bright this gets right here. Oh my, look, just the brightest sunset you ever did seen. And then we're gonna take that paint and allow it to slowly mix up, turning green, changing color. And the more that you decide, that's how high you want your sky. You know what I mean? It's all up to you when you're doing your scene, how much paint you light up, how much of the black canvas we're covering with all of this bright paint. Right? We're in control, my friends, every time that we go to do it. It's another chance. We can do it a little differently, right? And that's my favorite part about painting, is that every time that we do it is another chance that it can come out a little different, a little better, a little worse. A little here, a little there, whatever it is, right? And all we're doing is just very lightly allowing that bright color to intermix in with the darker colors that are on our canvas that we laid down prior. And I showed you exactly how we put them down, and then I'm showing you exactly how to light it up. And you don't want to have a lot of paint on your brush, that's for sure. That is for certain. There. There. Woo! That's a sunset for you right there, guys. Fading away into darkness, and you can allow that bright to go as high up as you want, but maintain a darker part of our sky on the top, okay? That way, when we come in with a little bit of our cloudage, then we'll be able to have cooler effects if it gets a little darker up there, okay? Let's say we come in with a little bit of our titanium white, and we'll come out here and see what we want to do with this old guy. Maybe, I can almost see, just maybe there's a far off little cloud up here just based on how my brightness is in my sky. Maybe it goes way up there. Never know until you pop it in there and find out what it's going to look like, right? Because it's all up to us, guys. Every time that we pop a little bit of white paint out there, it's going to look a little different. And as we allow it to mix in and mix down and get lower and lower and extend and grow outwards, right? It's going to start mixing with those other colors in our sky and eventually blending away if you just stay in the same place over and over and over. You're just going to blend it all away. So get out of there, man. Don't stay in one spot for too long, right? If you want to, or if you want it to look all the same anyway, then just sit there in that same spot without moving and you'll blend it all away. Guys, look at that. Fabulous. Now, let's get over here. Let's drop in another old little guy. Just a little bit of white paint, seriously. We're using like 4 colors. Yellow, phthalo green, purple, white. That's it, right? So let's get out here and let's float along this edge right here. Right? How do you want it to look? Because it's up to you when you're going to do your painting, what it's going to look like each time, right? Actually, that's probably not even large enough for me. Maybe I want to go a little bigger, get a little crazier, add a little bit more paint, more wildness to it. Because I know that when I come in here and I start my old mixtures, it's going to blend and move and slide and grow and all these other things, right? So we're just kind of giving the paint a starting point out there. Where do we want it to sort of start from? Because we know by the time that we mix it, it's going to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow with all of this paint, right? So we're in control, what it looks like, how bright, how dark, all the details are up to us, literally every time. Now let's do one more little line of clouds out there, just a little bit, maybe. He was a little flat. you came up in there, started to erupt into this color. Literally like pushing, smushing, rotating the brush, trying to get the paint to come off and stick to the canvas. That's all we ever do. Trying to get the paint off of there, trying to allow it to stick to the canvas, trying not to cover everything. We need every single bit to all be covered or all be the same or lose all that yellow inside of our sky. We don't have to lose that, right? You want it there, you gotta keep it there. Yeah, let's pop in one more little guy down there. Just one more little detail. Down into the darker part, mix it up very lightly, very lightly. Again, we're not trying to cover everything. We don't want everything to disappear. Man, that's fantastic. Okay. As you go, let me know where you're watching from out there in the night. God, that's a cool looking sky. Now, what we're going to do is have a little triangle again of color, and all we're going to do is let our white paint activate the color that is underneath this black base, right? We have our black canvas base, then we have clear paint over the top of the black canvas, then we have transparent dark colors over the top of that, which are all still white, still wet, so that when we interact with our white paint, right, and start to make that paint kind of blend in and pick up those other greeny colors in different little bits and try not to make it look all exactly the same, it starts looking like water rolling in from the coast, man. Right? Down here, and skirt it off to the side. Try not to let your entire canvas be covered, right? We're on this black canvas because we don't need everywhere to have the same amount of brightness on it, right? If we were on a white canvas, we would have to paint it so much that we covered up the white bits. But on a black canvas, you can leave little areas like this that have light and dark on them and just turn it into a little mess out there. You see how we're getting fatter over here and into a triangle? That's going to help for our perspective if we want to have these little rolling crashers back there, okay? Now, we can even change it up and say, what if we had one guy kind of rolling up this way, dropping down, and we'll see what he looks like by the time we do it, right? Scrape in a couple little bits, not try to make it too bright, too noticeable or anything like that, okay? Just like that. Got our water rolling in a little closer, and then if we came up and over, we'd touch right down here, so kind of touching it, tapping against it, letting it roll off. Actually, let's just let this guy go all the way down. There we go, nice flat top. Just like that. Wipe it off, come back in here. Actually, let's light up our old waves eye first. I gotta have that brightness in there. So we'll touch our brightness right inside. We'll come back, dab off our brush, mix it up nice. Oh my God, look at the different colors in there. Holy cow. There's like Indian yellow, green, white, brown, purple, everything, you guys. Oh, look at it get darker. Oh, it's amazing. Okay, now let's come back here. We're gonna touch onto this guy and then launch it down to about 6:30 if we had a clock. Right? You have to have enough paint, very small little launchers, and then we're gonna get more and more and more of a launch. And we're gonna come up a little higher, and then we're gonna go over here. We're gonna plop it down, and all we need to show is some rolling action to our wave over there, okay? So, same thing would happen. Let's just see, right, what it's gonna look like if I were to do the same thing over here. We had a couple little different crashing. Oh, you know what? Oh, this is gonna be so gorgeous, you guys, because right over our second eye, it already looks like we could start rolling down right off of that paint and that little wall of water. And it'll start rolling over. Oh, it's gonna be fabulous. I can already see it. Let's come over here. Mix up our little eye. Oh my God, look at the color in these things, you guys. That is beautiful, and it's not anything that you can recreate every time, right? It's going to be different every time you do it because you're not going to be able to get the same color into the same spot every single time, right? So everyone is unique. That's the best part about it, right? Everything being uniquely fantastical is the best part about these kind of paintings. Fabulous, right? So we rolled over. But that one might not have a little crash. He might not come down and hit just yet. Right? It's all up to us, guys. Filling up the back edge, getting down there close to our eye where it gets all transparent. Filling it up, but not overfilling. Let's get lower, a little lower down here. Looking cool, right? Looking fantastic. Now, remember, you guys can find this one. If you go to pwj.info, it's right there, very easy. Look at those colors, you guys. Oh, now, let's get in here, and let's just imagine for a second, for a hot second, with our titanium white is all we've used so far, just pure titanium white. Don't be getting crazy on me and changing it. We know we have to leave a good section, so why don't we come down to that yellowy area, and you can almost see, guys. And we go back, and we go down, and we go back, and we go down, and we get lower and lower and lower and lower and lower down there. Because we never know what it's going to look like until we do it, right? So let's plop a little extra paint just behind our line, just so we can grab something. Doesn't have to be anything, really, and I'm going to show you exactly why. Good heavens, look at those colors, okay? So let's just imagine on this guy, we're going to pick it up right in here. We're going to start flowing back and back, moving further over to the left and rotating more and more and more to give us that little wavy little thing in there. The more we drag it up into the eye of the wave, the more you're going to see. So you are in control of what it looks like, getting flatter and flatter and flatter out here, just like we always do, no matter if there's one wave or if there's 17 little criss-crashers that you got out there. You have to get flatter. The further away you get from the edge, the more flat you have to pull, right? So we're out here getting flatter and flatter and flatter and flatter, and more flat, right? Now, I can decide, you know what? Now that I can tell what my wave's gonna look like, let's get a little bit of my liquid white and my titanium white in there. We're gonna pull it down like this, come out here and all of a sudden start to change up my angle a little bit. All right, I want this guy to drop down and get lower and lower and lower, kind of following along these same angles if we were to continue going up in the sky, and the same right here, and that way it's not too crazily different, right? Take some of that wet paint that's right on the edge, leave the front lip, and just pull it back to the side, to the side. God, look at the colors in this one. If this is still in this, then someone, take it out. I want it. This is mine. You can't have it. This one is no longer, like, if you don't get this one while I'm live, it will not be there by the time I get finished, because that is absolutely fantastic. Look at this. Guys. Wow. Wow is an understatement. I'm flabbergasted at my own work. It's fabulous. God, and that's the fun part about painting, you guys. You never know what it's going to look like until you get out there and do it. I didn't know what it was going to look like when I tried these colors today. I had an idea, right, because I've done them before, but I've never had the purple and the yellow mixed to this color before, ever. That is fantastic. And I'm telling you guys, line these up right here too. Like they're flowing down. You don't have to make everything so bright, but we're kind of connecting those guys just a little bit. Almost all the way up there. Almost into the eye. If you can get a couple little bits up there, right? The water's starting to change, starting to grow. And let's get our liquid white and our titanium white right here in our little pile and come in for the crashing wave bit. Maybe it starts right there. Right? You can see I'm not trying to go down and touch just yet, because we know with our next brush, when we come in there and start to brush it out, it's going to move and oh my God, the colors, it's going to extend and splash and change, right? We want it to change, and you want to leave a little separation of color in between this bright and this bright. They're very similar in brightness. And so we got to leave a little dark separation back in there. But it looks like our waves are rolling, crashing over, splashing into a million pieces. Isn't that fantastic? Oh, it's amazing. I amaze my own self. I'm gonna come up here, pop a couple little splashers over the tip top, and there. But the main thing we're doing is trying to keep this dark separation in between the eye and the actual splashing water, because it's gonna make it look a lot more realistic and round if we don't overdo it. Right? We're overdoing it and letting those two colors connect, then we've lost it all, you guys. And we don't want to lose it, man. We don't want to lose it. Should we add more to this guy? Should we make him crash? Should we make him hit differently? Is he built different? Is he just built different? Should we make him hit differently? Because we could light up that whole area. We could make it brighter. We could do whatever, man. All up to us. Literally, guys, every time that you go to do one of these is another chance to make it even more cooler than it was last time, right? So, again, this little lip can connect. You just don't want it to be so bright. And all you can see is I'm lining up with whatever the angle was down here. I'm just lining up onto it, right? The more we go over it, the more it's going to soften it down, or the brighter it will become. It's all up to us, and we get to decide when we stop. Because not everything that we're painting is water, right? The water is invisible. This is the water back in here. All that stuff, right? It's invisible. All we're painting is the crashing action, the sea foam, the junk, right? That gets all twirled up, because that's all we can see on top of the water since it's see-through and nearly invisible. Let's take a little bit of our liquid white and our titanium white again in about a 90-10 mix. You got 90% liquid white, 10% titanium white, so it's very runny. Okay, and this is what we're gonna do. There's one of two ways to do this. I'll show you each one. This one's a little bit more difficult, right? Which is getting kind of close to your wave and scraping in, and pushing down, and depositing a lot of that paint, just like we did before, right? Back in here, boom, 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 boom. Some people find that a little bit more difficult than this section. When you do this guy, right? Just get some of that same paint, get up there and just pull it down, right? It doesn't honestly matter, as long as you can leave a little gap in between, right? You have to have your little shadow. So it doesn't matter, and I'm going to show you exactly why it doesn't matter, because it's the same amount of paint, no matter which one you do, right? So even if I wiped it off nice and clean and we came back up to this guy, look, it looks exactly the same. So which is easier for you to do? That's the one that you should be doing. Remember, longer down here, less paint up at the top, okay? Then we're going to come in with our big old 2-inch brush. We're going to dab it off on a paper towel, nice and easy. And then we're going to go across this area multiple times, pulling it down, making it softer, letting it blend in with that yellowy, brownish, purpley mix of paint that we have down there. And the more that we pull this down, this is when I normally, if the videos do tend to go viral, this is what we're doing. So I'm going to ask you just right now and answer me honestly, does this look like wet sandy beach? Just yes or no. If it doesn't look like wet sandy beach, tell me what you think it looks like in the comments right now. And as you can see, we've left a little dark triangle down on the bottom for the very last triangle. You guys, God, that's so cool. I don't like how bright this guy is. So we're just gonna let him mix in a bit more without adding any new brightness to the brush. Right, and take that take that bright spot away. So does this look like sand? We usually get a lot of no's, right? We usually get a, hello, this one just went, you guys. Somebody just grabbed this painting. I saw it come up on the phone. Woo! Woo! So, if it doesn't look like a waterfall, I'm sure you're saying it does look like a waterfall, but what if we took all those vertical streaky poos and we turned them into horizontal streaky poos, and we pulled them with enough force and enough pressure that all of our verticalities went away and they became horizontalities? Yes, we make up words. That's what we do on this channel, right? Does that look more like your wet sandy beach now than it did prior, especially if you get this last little touch and you come out here with a little teeny tiny bit of our little sea foam action that's trapping all of that brightness back into the painting, right? In which case you can come back here and just very horizontally, like 3 o'clock, right? Over to 3 o'clock on your clock, just very horizontal. You get that shine, the crazy boy. Look at it. Oh, that's gorgeous. My goodness. Now, let's go in for the last step, and we'll toss some spray onto this old guy, and we'll get it all ready for you to go, right? So a little bit of our liquid white from the brush to the palette tool, not the reverse. Don't scoop it up from your thing and then try to flick it. There's going to be too much. Go from the brush to the palette tool, come up here, start sprinkling, a couple little sprays, turn the blade, throw it this way, casting all that spray in water, right? You can flick a couple of them down here. It'll look like a little reflection in our shininess. You can toss a couple onto this guy, like they're literally breaking up and about to fall down and fall over. Did you honestly think that we painted each one of those singularly? You can throw some into your watery retraction area and down into this bottom corner and kind of overload it with white specks to make it look like sand. Isn't that gorgeous? Quite honestly, gorgeous. Gore to the gis. Such an optical illusion. Isn't it fabulous? I might just have to, I forgot how much that I love doing this scene. I have about, I don't know, maybe 10 to 15 versions of this painting that we've done over the years and stuff. And I forget how much I love it, man. So, let me get a couple more little details up in there. Fabulous. Oh, God. Oh, it's fantastic. So, I might get stuck doing this scene again. So if you're wondering what Josh might be painting again in the future, it could be a version of this. We're gonna come over here with our last little bit of liquid white and titanium white mixed together, 90-10 mix, 90-10 mix. Come down there and just shrink down our little dark separator so it's not so big anymore. If we come down and accidentally touch, and then you're not gonna be able to tell which is water and which is land, okay? It makes it much more difficult to tell. So if you can leave a very small little dark section, okay, right underneath this little white lip of water that's out here in front, very wet, watery paint, and that 90-10 mixture makes it look and act like water, right? Get out there, it doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to connect. But all you want to not do is cover up that darkness, okay? If you can keep that dark separate, and again, make this one very small, almost touching over here, right? Because it's further away in our mind than this one is, would be a little bit closer. Now, with that last little bit of inconsistency in the paint, because I want this one to be very soft-like, right? Very silky, smooth. We're just gonna let these guys blend in and back. And oh my goodness, you guys, that is fabutastic. I love this one so much. So, let me double check to see who grabbed it. Excuse me. Double check, I gotta get the old iPad out. Didn't even think to grab this one before. Boom, ba-boom, anytime. Christina! So, Christina, come forward and claim your painting. You now get to title this painting because you grabbed it during the live show, so you get to come up with its title forever. Let us know which one you're watching on, whether it be the Tubi Tubes or the old Tiki Talkie, right? Let us know where you are so the mods can help me out in seeing you. Sometimes we get so many viewers and it's hard to see the person that actually grabbed the painting. And since this one went during the live show, where is my noise mate? Ah, here it is. We get to hear this. Boom! You got I love it. I love that noise so much. It is the best noise on the planet, and you guys make it happen all the time for me, and I love you. I love you for that. And that way I can continue to supply you guys with free tutorials and stuff, right? Fabulous, man. Okay. Christina, who got this one, guys? Where are you? Watching on the tubes over there. I'm not creative with names, so if someone else wants to give it a name, go ahead, okay? So you guys type in your best title suggestion, and then I will either go through and pick my favorite, or I might just do a random selection of title, and then we'll put that on the back. I mean, something about the golden shores of Asgard, or so. Oh, God. The golden shores of Asgard. That, I mean, that's what I would put. If it was me. But you guys come up with a title, let her know in the comments, right? And this is what I love about limited palette seascapes. Limited mess, right? There's not so much mess. When you have less colors, look at the whole palette. We did the whole palette. We did this painting. You know what's funny? I always see those videos that it's like, they show, it's supposed to be like this trend where you show the painting and then the palette. And the palette's always like disgustingly dirty, and it shows all the colors that you used and this, that, and the other. But mine are never that exciting because I've used 4 colors to come up with this, right? And the palette remained pretty clean. Just pretty clean. So that's why my videos like that never take off, because I don't ever use, I don't know, I'm not that messy, I guess. I don't know. So you guys come up with a title. I'm going to come back there and read out some titles. Maybe we'll pick Christina's favorite, or maybe she hears one, and then she can write that one down, and then we'll be able to pick it and pin it so I don't forget. I forget very easily. So you guys come up with some titles. I'm going to read them right now. Let's see. Poseidon, Golden Waves, Golden Envy, Golden Sea Oasis, Mystic Morning, Waves of Heaven, Obsidian Seas, Mediterranean Dusk, Wild Front, Golden Waves, The Sure Shore, I like that, that's excellent, Waves of Doom, The Wild Front, The Madden Shore, let's see,
Golden Shores of Oz. I like that, dude. I like it. What was mine? It was the Golden Shores of Asgard. That's what I was thinking. Right? Heaven Waves, Emerald Paradise. You guys. Let's see, Waves from Grace. I like that. Boom, boom. Golden Midnight Dream. This one was $269. The Room Burgundy. I like it. Let's see. Perfect. Envy Tides. Exquisite, they say. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Are you using oils? Yes, we're using oils in the wet on wet technique. And I am the master of all that is ocean. Anytime you need a Seascape tutorial, you know where to go. That's the old Paint with Josh, right? We've done so many Seascapes, literally, and I show you step by step from front to finish, right? Beginning to end, as they say. Man. All right, Christina, do you have a favorite that you've heard, or do you want me to pick? Liquid Courage, that's kind of cool. I am the master of Seascapes, they say. And that's not just me. That's everyone else tells me that. Let's see. What about forests? We are the master of forests, mountains, snow, autumn, sunset, everything. Literally, everything. Literally a master. Sound like such an asshole. But no, seriously, I've got more than 2,700 tutorials that you can follow along with and learn from. They do get better the newer they get, right? If you scroll back, I've got some. Actually, don't scroll back to those early years because I didn't know what I was doing. I was teaching myself. You know what I mean? So don't definitely don't go check out like the 2021 playlist or before that. We don't want to see what I was doing back then. And then definitely don't like screenshot stuff from that and post it in my Facebook comments or anything because seriously, those are some videos that need to remain old and hidden. Did you say Golden Shores of Oz? I love that, you guys. I like it, bruh. I like it. Okay, Golden Shores of Oz. Yes, all right. Piss out my Golden Shores of Oz. Perfect. Okay. It's an inside joke, guys. It's an inside joke. Okay, we'll come over here like this. We'll plop it down, throw it over, show. Does anybody remember what number this is? Because I'm going to need help with that. I had this one set up to paint last night, and then this crazy person called me and really upset me, and it took me out of wanting to come back and paint last night. So if you were expecting me to come back and paint last night, I'm sorry. I wasn't able to be there because I was not in the correct mood to be able to deal with that person. 2148, perfect. Perfect, 2148. So I apologize from last night. It's the Golden Shores of Oz, right? Is that what it is? I gotta look again. Let's see. Okay, Golden Shores of Oz. No the. Perfect. Perfect. Copy it. Golden Shores of Asgard. Got it. Perfect. Right there. Exactly what I said to begin with. 11/16/2026. We're all going to go to Paint with Josh. Don't watch me write. It makes me nervous. Literally makes me nervous when you watch me write. But you can check that place out as I spin this guy around. Look at this painting. Yeah, guys. That is fantabulous. Fantabulous. Christine, I wanted to ask you, is this the first time you've watched a Paint with Josh show? Have you watched for several months, a couple of years, a week? And did you see this and you just had to have it? Or have you been planning on getting one? You've just been waiting for the right one? Let us know, because we all love to hear feedback. We all love the feedback. I love it. pwj.info. If we sing it, then it sounds even better, guys. Your all-time favorite, I appreciate you for that. Let's flip the camera on you guys. I know, don't get scared. Literally, don't get scared. We'll flip it over here. And that way I can see your comments, you can see the painting, and we're all happy-go-lucky. Shrink you down a little bit right there. Gorgeous. A snow scene next? I'm not sure what we're going to do next. Man, started watching about a month ago. Saw this one. I'm getting it for your mother-in-law. She watches you too. That's awesome. Well, hopefully, she's not watching right now. And then it'll be a surprise, kind of, right? So, literally, thank you so much for this. I'm going to
do a light party. So if you guys haven't seen a light party before, if you're brand new and you don't know what a light party is, that's when we take a whole bunch of crazy lights in the scene and we flash them at the canvas. And it makes it change on your screen, right? So all I really need you to do is, or the only thing you need to do is just tell me what flashes for you the most. Maybe it's the sand, maybe it's the water, maybe it's the clouds, right? But here's your official flash warning. The screen is going to go crazy. So if you are sensitive to flashes, turn away, don't look at any moment in the next 30 seconds. Don't look, okay? And when it is okay to look back, I'll tell you. If you are going to stay for the light party and give up all liability to Paint with Josh LLC, please type in the words, "I'm ready," and then hit send into your comments box, no matter which one you're watching on. As soon as I see enough "I'm readies," then we're gonna hit the light party. So I hope you guys are ready. They come flooding in quickly. So here we go in 3, 2, 1. Light party! Wow. What is flashing for you the most? Is it the clouds, the waves, the sand, the darkness, the brightness? What is it? Tell us now in the comments below. Very cool scene, you guys. I'm so excited for the RGB on this one too. So we're gonna bring it down in 3, 2, 1. We're back to normal lighting conditions. And now we're gonna do something very special. Very special, you guys. It's called the RGB party. You know what that is? That's when we take solid red light, solid green light, and solid blue light, and put them on the canvas at separate times. So, whether or not what was flashing for you the most, this is the one more thing I need you to do before you go anywhere. You just gotta pick one of 3 colors, red, green, or blue, okay? There's no warning, there's no flashing, so you can look back, and all I need you to decide is after you see these 3 versions, one in red, one in green, and one in blue, tell me what your favorite one was, okay? So here we go on red in 3, 2, 1, red. Oh, God, if I could paint one like that in real life, that's all I would ever do. Look at it. It's amazing. Gonna go blue in 3, green in 3, 2, 1, green. Woo! Woohoo! Look at that. That is fantastic. You guys going blue in 3, 2, blue. Oh, it's like just a pure nighttime oceany scene. So what was your favorite? Red, green, or blue as we come back to normal lighting condition. Normal lighting condition is where we're at now. What was your favorite? Which color did you like the most? Red, green, or blue? Oh no, the chat. Oh, I forgot the birds, you guys. And the chat is going wild. I'm getting notified by my moderators that I must put the birds in before I leave, or people will go insane. Ooh, that sky's bright enough. We could do them dark. We could make them black. Yeah, I like it. I like the idea, guys. Thank you for your input. Thank you for your 0 input in my decision. I'm going black with the birds. Therefore, they do not stand out so much. Yeah, a bit of black, a little bit of my odorless mineral appearance. And then we'll come up here. We've got to aim for a bright area if we're going to use a dark color. So we're going to come in here and go, just flying over the ocean in the night. Fabulous. Okay, let's do a little bit of liquid white on the brusharooski. Little old liquid white over there. And then we'll throw down, without laughing and screwing it up, the old J. Carey. Fabulous. Fat to the Buelus. Ferris Fabulous Bueller's Day Office. It worked. So you guys are awesome. I love you. I can't believe we did this whole thing and the after talk in just 40 minutes. That blows my mind for all you people over on the Chubbies. I love you guys. I can't wait to see your versions. This is how we dry off the brushes, by the way. Look at that. Perfectly dry and separated, and that way each bristle can dry on its own. So, everyone watching over on the tubes, thank you, Christina, for grabbing this painting, firstly. Secondly, I can't wait to see all of your guys' versions of this painting. I'm sure you get sick of me saying it, but send them into Facebook at official Paint with Josh, all one word, @ official Paint with Josh. Send me what they look like, and I can't wait. Or post them in the comments of anywhere that you see that you are able to post a photo. Post it in the comments, and I will try to see them as best as I can. So, until I see all of you guys again on YouTube next time, which is tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, take care! Stop laughing, John. Have the rest of a good day, and bow!
Good night, buddies, you guys.